Genmo is going to be watching.
All right,
Oh,
here we go. Episode 32 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
the Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Hello, everybody. Gold Miner, how was your week?
My week was rather uneventful. I really haven't had much come out of the trade shacks lately, other than the 200 resource drops. I also have had, let's see, we did a couple sushi quests, a couple pizza quests, just regular chopsticks, nigiri, mozzarella, pepperoni, just the standard stuff. One buddy quest, I got it, actually it was my cousin I got it with, so I got it right after our Into the Cubieverse last weekend, so got it done on Monday after she was done work, so that was excellent. Still though on that weekly schedule for buddy quests, and yeah, I really, it's a rather uneventful week. We were in Dorchester again though. We went there, we had to go to Service Ontario, so we thought, well, let's go to Dorchester and get some user vaults as well as Great Shack. So
good.
Your Tim Hortons is not easy to get into.
No, it is not.
Have,
under construction, renovations right now.
Exactly, like they really blocked off. Like you should almost go and talk to them. Move your fences in a little bit closer to the Tim Hortons. Well, not Quest, but the Tim Hortons Center, whatever coffee shop. I don't know. But
I think we had to drive around to the other side of the building actually to get it onto the street or so. That's how much.
You can actually drive through the parking lot. There's one small spot between the outdoor patio and the Tim Hortons drive-through lane that a car could drive through. If you want to go through the parking lot, but it is very awkward and blocked off immensely, or mostly.
But yeah, so how was your week in the Cubieverse there? Atrocities? Do we go to Atrocities next, or do we go to Magic Dragon News next?
We'll go with Atrocities.
Sure, I can go. Well, I'll tell you that picking up on the Trade Shack route, I actually got a drop of 1,000 apples from my Trade Shack this week. So that
from your own Trade Shack.
That's it. That was excellent. Finally.
Wow.
Yeah. It's taken 3 or 4 months to get it. But that was on top of getting 200 apples a time now. So that's
right. That adds up.
Kind of, yeah. So the 1,000 was great, but it was kind of anticlimactic. And obviously the price of apple cubies has dropped significantly in the auction house. So I would have wished I could have had that a while ago because I would have been able to sell them. But it is what it is. It dropped. I was excited, so it's great. And then the last time, we went around again, 3 days later, obviously, and it dropped me 500 watermelon. So making up for lost time, I guess. Double bump on that.
Good.
So, see that big smile on his face about those? Like, you should have seen him in the car.
Finally. So I'm gonna have. So I have not converted those into apple cubies yet because that's what I would have done a while ago and sold them. But I'm holding them as apples right now. Get ready for the Toronto event and whatever apple comes out of Toronto. Hopefully we can use these same apples, and I'll be able to print some of those apples. So that's the plan. So that was good. The other thing I was able to do was I listed 100,000 res, sold it within less than an hour. So I listed another 100,000 resin. So also sold that in less than an hour for about 40,000 Cubicoin. So I was very happy with that. I told Gold Miner about it, so she tried to hoard in on my my resin market, and what happened?
I'm sure he's trolling me with these apparent sales, but it took finally 2 days for it to sell.
Okay.
But it was so frustrating. He's like, check this out. I'm like, okay, I'll do it again, but it probably won't sell. And sure enough, it actually sold this time, but it took 2 days to
Okay.
sell.
So
Right.
the same thing happened 2 weeks in a row, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Effectively, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I sold both. I sold 400,000 resin. Each of them was probably up for, in total. Well, I had 4 blocks, each of 100,000, and they all sold within an hour or so of listing. And gold miner goes after me, and boom, sitting out there.
Wait,
So
wait. Wow.
waiting, because I don't like to list the same product at the same time as her. So
Right.
that way we're not competing against each other. So now
Makes
she's
sense.
finally sold hers, I'll probably try and list some more. So
And he'll probably sell it in like an hour, apparently.
Right.
that seems to be what's
According
going on.
to him, an hour. Yeah.
Right?
Well, he does show me, so I know it's
Right.
true. At first I thought like the first time I'm like, you are so bullshitting me. It's not funny. Like it's just like how is this possible? And my the first time mine didn't even sell. I got it.
Right.
Got it returned. So
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
So
That's
Maybe I
unfortunate. Well,
don't pick the
good.
right
You guys
one.
sold it, but yeah. Funny how it works out like that in the auction house sometimes, though.
it
Mhm.
is. It is. Yeah.
But it's nice seeing some extra different stamps in the auction house this week.
Yeah.
So
It is. I
so
wonder what they're going to.
how was your
Yeah.
week in the first?
Oh, mine was basically just standard, except no buddy quest. No,
Really?
nothing popped up. Nothing's, you know, I still have buddies that I haven't had a buddy quest yet with, but I'm sure it has to overlap, right? So I have to be free at the same time they're free at the same time that one of their people are done. And like, so I know there is a metric where there'll be a chance for them to overlap and not spawn new ones. But I thought I would at least have one since last Monday. I haven't had one since Monday this week. So
Have you?
that's unfortunate.
That's interesting. When's the last time you added new buddies?
I added a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. I put it out there. Anyone who wanted to add me, and 2 other people added me. But I'm gonna go through a bunch of O'Brien's lists, and she's gonna go through mine with like cross add people.
Yeah.
So we haven't done that for a while. So
I know we
I'll do
we
good
do
then.
that. We do that often. Is we'll go through and add cross add depending on who's being picked up and whatnot. And at the same
Right.
time, go through and check my buddy list for um, people that I want to get rid of, people that haven't logged in a while,
Right.
and we'll communicate that
Yeah.
information back and forth. I went through my list. I don't know the last time you guys have gone through your list of buddies, but I think it wasn't that bad this time. I was expecting, given some of the commentary after
Yeah.
the gift card changes or so, that I would find a lot of people that hadn't logged in a while
Right.
that I'd want to drop off my buddy list, and it was not the case. There was a couple, but not more than normal. So
Oh, good.
I felt that was a good sign. So
Yeah, I think that's a good sign. And I tend not to react instantly when I know there's a lot of bad comments all the time. And if I reacted to every comment anyone ever had, I probably would have stopped playing the game when they switched to Cubieverse, right? Like there was a lot of negativity back then. And I'm not going to let that influence my decision with the game too much. But I will in a couple weeks from now go through and see who hasn't been active for a long time.
I also like to get rid of those ones that don't have Discord as well, because I hate tracking people down.
I don't mind it. It's I kind of have the time sometimes, and I like searching through all the groups. It's fun when I get to find someone, And when someone else in the group, like there's the Buddy Quest groups on Facebook, so I'm posting there, are they looking for somebody? And I'll do my little Facebooking. I come back and said, hey, no, but I found out that this person here is their uncle or their family member, and apparently everybody has to go through them to get to this person. And it turns out that they ended up connecting and completing a Buddy Quest. I was like, yeah, like helped.
It's pretty nice of you. Good service you're being offered. So.
Oh,
So
I don't
people,
offer the
if you
service.
can't,
I do it when I see it.
Right? If you can't connect for Buddy Quest, just message Magic Dragon. He'll try and set you up.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. If you want me to try and find them for you, I will. But if I can't, I'm sorry.
What do you charge?
Make me your friend in the game.
Right?
One green key or something?
No, just be my friend so we can do a Buddy Quest together.
Yeah.
You know, I've always liked this game about how community oriented it is. How, you know, sure you can play it by yourself, but it's a lot more fun if you add players into your friends list, if you join Discord, if you just talk about the game, share the game. So I'm happy to help anyone whenever I can, because that's one of the things I really like about the game. So,
for sure.
But yeah, that was really it. I've done most of the Adventure Road daily quests. I've been able to get most of those done for the month. And I think I'm on tier 19 right now for the month, so I'm ahead of my average. You know, so those have helped out. But yeah, different trade shacks. I try to save a couple every day. So there's 6 of them in town here. I try to save at least 2 of them that are active. So if they come up on the Adventure Road daily tasks, so I like to rotate through them. But none of the big bonuses from the trade shacks. But I do really like still getting. I'm finally getting my red lays. I got to print another Tiki Warrior. Got another Kalana. So that was nice. You know,
Nice.
Do you have all of your Tiki Warriors?
All except for the whatever the hardest one.
Hi, you.
Sure. Whatever. Hi, you. That's sure. Whatever you want to call it. I just don't have that one yet. I still have 20 some odd blueprints. Bought a couple more soccer blueprints too, just because I like using them when it's on those days where it's go up one level.
Yeah.
I'll put on a new person, and then even printing those ones, it's right now it's like a 90% chance I'm going to print something I haven't printed. Sorry, I'll get the instant jump right away. So I like using them for that. I think I have all my softer team. I have to go through it and find out, but I think I have all of them.
Have you been printing yourself, or have you bought any?
I only print.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And you printed off all the other the hard or expensive ones for the tikis, like Metalla and
I've had 3 Metallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
did you sell the other?
I've sold the other 2, so I still have 1.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I lucked out and printed a Metalla, and I'm like, wow, but to print, anytime I print one of those common ones, like the cats, the tikis, it seems like it's just the extremely common ones where you're lucky to get 400 for.
Yeah. It's so that's why I still have my trade shacks are understaffed with a rare instead of an epic, because I still need the lays. So I have them in there, get 100 lays every time. I'm going to switch it soon though, because now that I've been getting some and printing some more Tiki Warriors, I'll switch that up.
You need to make a bid and get the Tiki Chief. That'll
I don't think I have the Tiki Chief yet.
Yeah, and you won't print from that. You got to do the quest, right? So you
Well, I know I have to buy. I'm going to buy that.
got to buy him.
Or
So
whatever. Maybe go to Hawaii and do the quest, whatever.
yeah, that's a good idea,
Either or, right? Like
right?
it's
Forget buying it. Just fly to Hawaii and bring
yeah,
your clothes.
like
What is it? 8 friends? 7 friends?
all in the name of the game, right? Like
Right.
All in the name of the game. All in the. I guess that would be for your whole family, right? You need 8 people.
I think you need the
well,
whole
true.
tribe. You need
How
Yeah, we would have to speak the whole tribe.
whole tribe. So
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, so that was my week.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
What
So
do you guys
I
want to talk about?
no, the original plan was to talk about the Hunter's Lodge, but that got delayed. So
Yeah.
Didn't I call that last week?
Yes, you did.
yes, you did.
Now,
Yes, you did.
do we?
In all fairness, delayed
Do we
almost.
think that, do we think that's a good thing?
I don't think it's
No.
good or bad. I think what they've probably decided is they don't want to make comments with stuff that's not done, right?
Right.
Like
So
the
that's something I wanted to add last week too, and I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. We have kind of a catch 2020 with the
catch twenty
with
two.
this game. Catch 22. I was like, well, this it didn't sound right when I said it. Catch 22 with this game and the hunter lodges and everything. Like, they share a lot of information. They share a lot of information in the planning stages. They share a lot of things that don't always come true, but it's only because we're part of the whole process of designing and coming up with and forming the final product. So we can have all that information, or we can just be left in the dark until something happens in the game.
Yeah.
You know, I think it gets people upset when they've let us in on these plans that don't materialize. But what if they didn't let us in on anything at all? And just all of a sudden one day the game was different and we had no idea what was going on and no one had to tell us what was or something. No one had told us what was coming or going. And I kind of like having all the information, even though it doesn't always pan out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
So I
think that
think,
makes a lot of sense. I always say it's a lot easier to destroy than create. So it's much easier to rip shit down than it is to build
yeah,
things. And they're
yeah,
sitting here trying to build stuff, and they have best of intentions on things, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And
yeah,
likewise, if they announce stuff, um, we give them some feedback, and they maybe take that into account, right? But at the same time,
yep,
um, like the crypto week that was supposed to be this past week, it was kind of announced, it was planned, and then it just didn't happen. I didn't see any announcements. We learned last show that someone had said, "Oh, they've canceled it or something like that," but I didn't see any information that
right,
way. So, um, you know, by putting stuff out there, great. But if things change, especially when it gets to the date when it's supposed to launch, I'd like to hear it. Like for
right,
instance, I know one of the Hunters Lodges earlier in the year, they talked about changes to the Explorer program, whereby the top 100 explorers, um, like not for the month, but since the launch of the game, would get some sort of Explorer reward. I think at the 1 year anniversary or so, which
like that
which
wasn't
is
that only a hypothetical though? Like kind of like maybe just like we could possibly do something like I can't I don't recall the exact wording of it, but
right. And I haven't watched it again there, but in the back of my mind, it was
okay,
always, and a lot of people I think have talked about or whatever, that that was coming up. Um, that was the program or plan in place for that 1 year mark. There'd be something. I think I mentioned it, thinking, hey, maybe it's a Quentin QB because that'd be cool,
yeah,
cool, right?
yeah, it
Um,
would,
but that's coming up for the end of September, I think, right? October 1st should be the
right,
date. haven't heard from it since, right? So
Yeah.
I would like to know, is that on? Is that happening? Is
Maybe
that
that's something that got pushed to the back burners,
been
right?
pushed to
Because
the
of
back
everything else
burner?
that's going on.
I don't know. Because
Yeah.
maybe somebody's sitting there at, they're in 101st position, and they're thinking, well, wait, I'm 101. Maybe it's worth me, taking a road trip and picking up some volts or doing something like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's happening or not. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
It's a good question. You should ask that at the next Hunter's Lodge.
yeah, it'd be too late at that point because technically I think it was the 1 year
Yeah.
anniversary. And likewise, are they going to have a 1 year anniversary event? Because that would be kind of cool to know.
Yeah. I would
So-
think they would have told us if they were going to. So I think at this point, I'm not thinking that they are.
No, I'm not thinking they are either. But you
Unless
think
it's
back
one of those pop-up events, right? Like we're surprised with the Farmer Hank one or whatever it was called.
Sure, which was cool, but that was like a weekend event versus
Yeah.
I'd like to think like, um, anniversary.
You could
events
do a
on the
week-long
scale of-
event for an anniversary event, I think, right?
I think it's got to be on the scale of like Halloween or Christmas or so.
Yeah,
So,
it should be if they do one. I would like that.
for sure. So, but hey, it is what it is. So obviously we switch back to crypto hardcore. What do you guys think of the fact that the cryptocurrency category has come back this month, which I think is the first time in probably a year and a half we've had that category? It's been a long time.
Has it been a long time?
I hadn't missed it.
I think a bunch of those questions got moved into business and economics at some point.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of that, but there's definitely I've seen some like what is the trading
Right, yeah.
currency for like Litecoin or something like that, which I'm like, oh wait, I used to remember this.
Huh.
So
yeah. It makes sense that we'll start getting more things like that into the game if that's the direction they're going with it, right? So, I think we're talking about. I'm sorry, I distracted for a moment. Yeah, I think it makes sense that it comes back, and maybe it'll be more regular than it has been. So, yeah.
definitely.
My mind's kind of all over the place when you ask, so I'm just kind of babbling right now, thinking about. I want to say, well, yeah, since we're going that direction, but how long are we going to go that direction for this time? I'm not. I love the game, and I'm going to keep playing the game, but I'm playing it for the game. I'm not playing it for the rewards at this point because I really don't know where the rewards are going.
Definitely.
So. And that's as negative as I get. So I'm sorry, guys. If you want me to say something worse, I'm not going to.
I wasn't looking to be negative. I was just curious as to how you
No,
like
I know
those
you
questions and the
weren't,
fact
but
that they come back, right?
Well,
And
I
obviously,
got negative there for a second, and
fact that-
that's as negative as I get about this game because I don't use it for what other people have intended to use it for. So I'm happy.
I feel like that category had been banned for at least a year and a half or so because of the direction that they were going away from crypto.
Right.
The fact it's back, certainly, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
So do you
Well, crypto was a sore point for a while, right? So
Yes.
sorry, Goldminer. What was that?
do you think they forgot to pull out that category?
Huh.
Like when they changed and took the event away, and
I think they specifically put that back in.
Hmm.
I think it was you're thinking when they canceled the
The crypto week.
Did they forget
Yeah.
to pull that out? No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Although Adventure Road blew up twice on us this past week.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it had something to do with that. Perhaps there was some sort of new challenge that populated that related to the crypto week that
Right.
blew up or something like
That's
that.
no longer relevant or whatever. Perhaps.
For sure. I don't know.
Speaking of Adventure Road, if we're ready to go there yet,
Sure.
you see what's coming up?
The hearts?
The heart?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
collected it.
I collected mine today.
Excellent. Do you have a blueprint?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I almost bought one back when we were still using keys to bid, but I decided not to continue pursuing it, so I don't have a blueprint yet. Gold miner, do you have a blueprint?
I don't. Somebody's already harassing me to sell it to him, though.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that there is
You can bid them to me. We can make a deal there, and you can bid them both to me.
the fact that there's a heart on the Adventure Road, you think that means blueprints are coming back?
I don't think they've ever brought back blueprints per se, especially for this sort of stuff.
I not that I'm aware of either, but if we're getting a bunch of new players, and if a bunch of older players are phasing out of the game because of you can read all the comments, people who aren't playing anymore or anything, most, if not most, of the blueprints are out of the game.
Yeah.
So,
but for those of us that still have blueprints, it's like finally, because I paid a lot for my blueprints when I got them. So if not many people are left in the game with them, great. Sell them, put them up the auction. Both I think me and Minnow, I think we'll probably buy them, and we'll list a ton of these things for you guys to buy, if that's the case, right? Like
hold on,
what?
You and who are going to list a ton?
Manel, because Manel's got it.
Yeah.
So in saying that, then with what Magic Dragon just said, do you think they're going to bring back the blueprint? You know what I'm going to say about selling my heart, right?
They're not bringing it back. Now, the thing is, was this not originally the wrapping paper on this line?
Yes, it was. Well, that was the second line of wrapping paper, was it not?
So so they got rid of the wrapping paper and they put this in. So half me wonders was this a mistake?
Well, whenever they have these mistakes and they take stuff out that they've given you out of your inventory, it gets rather frustrating. If you say we're going to have it, and likewise, if you're going to give me 500 or 250 pilot's hats, don't take them away. Or whatever. That was really good. That was worth something. What was that? Weren't they the yellow hearts?
Yeah, we got the yellow hearts.
And those all got complicated back. It's like, if you gave them to us, let us keep them if we've earned them.
At the same time, though, remember our Christmas rewards and Halloween rewards, there was some rather underwhelming tickle boxes at the end, and they made it up to us. Said, oh yeah, that was a mistake, and they readjusted it to give us better stuff, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
If we're accepting them, adjusting it to give us better stuff, also have to accept when they have a mistake and have to take stuff away.
Are you talking about that Christmas one with the nutcracker that I never received?
No.
No.
No, we're not touching that topic.
So I don't think I got the tickle box, so it was a moot point. Or are you talking last Christmas?
In general, even at Halloween, I think there was something people were getting. The tickle boxes weren't some of the events. They're not big. The big tickler box was underwhelming, and a lot of people filed a bug report for it. They're like, "Yes, we're sorry. There's a fix in for that," and they rewarded everybody else with all these extra things to make up for the fact that they undergave us. So if you're okay with them adjusting that, you also have to be okay with them adjusting it if they mistakenly give you 250 air hearts when I think we all know you're not supposed to get 250 air hearts.
Well, but when you end up with like 250 papooses or 250 fish, you're kind of like, wow, thanks for that readjustment. Like, that's really a lot. Like, and who wants to buy?
You should have got one heart and 250 pupusas or whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Canada, there's no way, like, that blueprint never comes up for sale. Not that I could ever, like, and the resources for those blueprints like that for the pupusa or well, whatever, as well as the fish and chips, like the UK. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to say Mountie. Mountie, I'm gonna get shunned for that one. But like, when you have absolutely no use for a resource because you can never get the blueprints, and likewise selling 250 really, they don't sell, because I know somebody else who tried to sell theirs that they got and couldn't sell theirs.
Yeah.
So
I think the bigger thing though here with these Earth Heart is it impacts the auction house for them, right? Because because by putting these in will probably depress the price from where it was, especially if you get like tens, hundreds of new Earth Hearts coming into the game. That will definitely depress the price of the Earth Hearts, especially when initially when these things were put out, it was said, hey, like you're never, we're never gonna produce these things again, so get your Earth Hearts because they are of a certain value, right? One time only.
Right. I think maybe I'm wrong, but I believe the only thing they said would never come back was the Fire Heart. But then you said last week or the week before that you can get a Fire Heart from a trade check.
Yes. So without a doubt, you can get these from there. You can get these from the trade shack now, and I think you can actually get these out of the tickler box. But that's once again, getting it out of the trade shack is pretty rare, pretty hard.
Yeah.
Versus here, you just got to be on the paid adventure road. And get it, and it's
which is
tier 23, pretty easy to get to, especially since the reward they got for messing up is 1,000 AR points times 2, which is just short of 1 week's like 7 days worth of AR levels, right? So
exactly.
didn't we get another 300 this month as well, or was that at the end of last month?
Another what?
300.
We got it twice this month. Yeah,
twice this month, right? So, anyways, so depressing the price of that is, something they need to take seriously when they put stuff in, how they affect the economy, the trade economy.
Right.
That being said, I'm not against some of these hearts and whatnot coming into the game so that people can get access to the cubies. The fact of the matter is, though, is that the what limits it then is the blueprint.
Right.
Whereby, if I bought my blueprint, so and I paid through the nose for it. If I'd been playing the game back then, and I gotten the blueprint, and these hearts started coming back into the game, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that, because it makes my blueprint of value that I can use it. And since there's only a limited number of blueprints, those players that still play the game, that have the blueprint are, they're getting some benefit out of that. In fact, so I don't think it's a bad thing for the OG players that have the blueprints that these hearts are available.
Okay.
So.
But does that take us back to the whole we're rewarding the minority again in the game? The top tier people, the old ones, we're not really growing the game, and
well, you're growing the game because players will be able to get these cubies, right? That they couldn't
for
get
how much?
Before. Well, that's all in the auction house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And likewise, if the average, let's say all the OGs have like most of the Cubie coin, right?
Yeah.
Well, and they probably all got the Cubie, so they're not bidding on these Earth Cubies when they come available, right? It's all going to be based upon the price into what new players can afford.
Yep.
I
And the
would think.
listing price.
And the listing price, obviously.
You gotta start there too, right?
Right. For sure. So, I don't know. That's my thought on it. Like, I don't know. So I'm thumbs up on Hearts being available. What do you guys?
Well, I'm thumbs up too. It's definitely an easier avenue for players to get one than other ways. Uh, I have a couple blueprints. I don't have the Earth one yet, but I'm still looking there. If there's a seller out there, hit me up.
I think it's like it'll be nice to get more stuff back into the auction house. Like I just feel like our auction house is kind of lame lately. So
Yeah,
I
that's true.
putting more resources in of the older stuff, I think, is not harmful. I think it's to our advantage. But I'm also getting frustrated with the stuff that people keep listing and it doesn't sell, so they relist it for the same high prices. Like it's gone down in price. Reflect your price for it so I can buy it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, honestly, what I hate seeing in the auction houses are these like basic colored cubies, like yellow cubies, all this other stuff that are just clogging the auction house, preventing me from looking for, scrolling through and finding stuff I need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Luckily, there is a search function though, so you can, if you're looking for something specific,
Yeah.
you can find it directly. But I see what you're saying. Like it does, if you just want to see, hey, what cubies are available, you have to go through 3 pages of red cubies and green cubies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to scroll.
And likewise, when one of the Adventure Road tasks is list an item in the auction house, when you have all these things up for sale for like 1 million Cubie coins, and you're like, whatever,
Yeah.
like nobody's gonna buy your yellow Cubie for 1 million.
Yeah.
Like I realize they're just getting it for the 100 points, but like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just wasting a green key.
That's what I.
Well, trading a green key for 100 points.
Right.
Yep.
Right. I'll do it. That's fine with me.
Yeah. So another comment we have been talking about as we've been driving through our trade shacks, now that we're getting resources every time, or the basic resource every time, is should we be changing some of our Kiwis up, like some of our trade shack Kiwis up, to kind of get more variety. Like I know we both have watermelons up. I don't think we're going to change that, but somebody has 2 turtles up.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
that's
changed
right.
that started the conversation. I had 2 turtles getting plumeria, but now that it's a common resource, plumeria, I almost feel like the price of those commons is going to come down in the auction house.
Right. It's good eventually.
Right, for sure. So what I actually swapped in was a wombat this month, or this week. Because its basic its basics is 200 pumpkin seeds.
Yeah.
Because I'm speculating for Halloween that I might need to sacrifice a few scarecrows, and scarecrows need pumpkin seeds. So.
And that ties in nicely to Plumber Boy's question there on speculations of Halloween event sacrifice.
Yeah. That's why see
how
how I actually worked that in. I saw that I worked that in. So, so right now I'm recommending locally. I'd like to see some more wombats up so I can get some
pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds. I know typically in this area we see a lot of Halloween cubies are staffed with have been staffing trade shacks. A lot of werewolves.
Werewolves,
okay.
Yeah.
Werewolves. I think there's been one of the ghost pilots. So picking up a lot of bone over the course of the year.
Good for you, Atrocities.
All right, I've been giving some bone too, but yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't not do that one.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
likewise, I have like it's not the right name. The Soccer Pro for the soccer event. I have that one up, and I feel like I have a million soccer balls right now, or football.
Right.
All them.
Yeah, the balls and the bones. That's what you've been getting.
Ball.
Okay, I think I'm done with this. And,
and then you go to Dorchester, and then you get laid.
Right?
yeah,
Hit the leg.
it
yeah,
all ties nicely.
And don't
But-
it all
forget the
ties together.
don't forget the flesh we get when we go downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So, and then up in Masonville area, there's a couple that are up that are atrocities. What are they? The yellow,
Paint. They're all paint.
the fire,
Dragon.
Fire
Black-
dragon and the whatever, and they're just paint ones. So those are the ones that we don't normally do on a regular basis, and we save those for complete
The
trade
event,
check,
right? Or
treasure-
the
treasure chest.
daily task.
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's extra special when you get 2 sets of the red paint and then the other color paint, like the 3 drops.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
So But-
For
Huh.
sure.
yeah. So
So,
are you guys planning to change any of your trade checks in Dorchester to reflect like some stuff that you feel like you're getting too much of? Like I know you said you want all these the
Yeah.
red for your tiki guys. Do you often come into London to get these ones or?
No, we don't, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Which not as often as we'd like to.
Yeah.
So,
It
Yeah.
feels we're getting a lot of the same things as Atrocity said, and some of these
Yeah.
are in our own trade chats, and we're
right.
trying
Yeah.
to like contemplate on what we should be putting in and what we
Yeah.
shouldn't.
somebody was suggesting that for speculation for Halloween that the good one might be the Headless Horseman this year.
Yeah. That would be great.
With that, I'm thinking, okay, Headless Horseman, you'd want pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins
Yeah.
as sacrifice. You would think the farmer because the farmer that raised the pumpkin, and maybe some straw with that, right? So
Yeah.
Farmer,
Yeah.
straw, pumpkin. I'm thinking there's no real horse per se, QB. Is there? Can you think of anything that's kind of horse related?
No. Are any of the zodiacs?
Oh, yes. Zodiac proper, yes, there would be. Isn't there one that's a Pegasus or
Oh,
a guy on a horse with the bow and arrow? Not bow, like
Sagittarius.
that might be okay.
don't be sacrificing Sagittarius. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, there's lots, right? They can go any direction with this, and
But I don't think that they would, from a sacrifice point of view, that any of the the Zodiac or the Pirates would be the
No.
sacrifice.
I don't think so either.
And then the achievement type cubies or
But I
something.
mean, it could be a zodiac sign affiliated with a certain QB. Pumpkins with the Sagittarius affiliate, or what do you
Sagittarius
call
pumpkin.
that? Zodiac. Yeah, right. Because
Right?
they do that. They do that with all of their QBs. When you print them, they become affiliated with whatever astrological sign is at the time you print them.
Yeah.
What dates are Sagittarius, do you know, or what month?
No, I don't. And I don't even know why we're focusing on Sagittarius. I just,
Right. Well, we're thinking like a horse type thing for a horse pumpkin.
yeah.
Hoff has said Black Lagoon Kubi or maybe Pumpkin King Kubi.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Pumpkin
Yeah.
King would
Pumpkin
require a lot
King.
of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Illusion Weaver mentioned he doubts anyone will figure out the cauldron recipe this year,
Ooh.
Oh,
is what Hoff has said as well. So
okay.
I don't know.
Hmm.
There's got to
Challenge accepted.
be everything that they're looking for.
So what would happen, you think, if you don't figure out no one figures out this year? Does that mean that it rolls over the next year where it may pop out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
Like,
what-
honestly, I don't even know the recipe for last year.
Yeah. last year I think was
I know.
zombies and monsters, 6 and 2 or something like that.
Okay, but you have to have them in your inventory in order for it to.
Got it in your inventory.
Yeah.
You couldn't print them afterwards and have them.
Well, no, you could print them afterwards for sure if you have the resources, right? But it's not like you could go this year and do it. So, but yeah, five zombies, 2 monsters, and a skeleton. Says Graham Allen. So, so we'll see. But DZ from the Berg, who, for the record, I actually did a buddy quest with this last week or so. He says the witch may give clues, but it depends, right?
Yeah.
Because I think last year there's supposed to be clues as well, but
And the
I mean,
first person must have all the inventory in their possession for it to pop up.
Right?
Yeah.
So someone's
as long as somebody has it pop up, then you can print and be able to print and sacrifice.
Right.
But that somebody's got to then record it and then publicize that information for everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which may or may not happen or may take a while or who knows, right? Mm-hmm. Likewise, if, for instance, like what happened last year is the first person that pops that up is may suddenly just go into the auction house and just start buying up those cubies or resources right away, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, and they take advantage of the auction house until it happens, which would prevent other people from potentially running into it. But,
yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why, like right now, I don't want to print any Halloween type QB resources because I don't know what I'm going to need them for, right? Like I think they had the Adventure Road was print a skeleton or so. And I was like, no, because I may need those resources to print something else.
Right. Yeah.
So that maybe those who printed that for this Adventure Road might need that in the Halloween.
Maybe,
yeah. Food for thought.
Absolutely. So I think it's good though that most of our trade tracks around here, a lot of them have Halloween resources in them. So we're building up that over the last year or so, or for a while. But I don't necessarily know if we've got them all. I don't know if I have enough. I know that I don't have enough pumpkin seeds to print more skeletons, or not skeletons, scarecrows. Right. So that is one thing I'm kind of worried about. So,
how many pumpkin seeds do you need for a scarecrow?
I think it's 1,000. Yeah, 1,000.
I'm just curious how many I have.
And I used up all my pumpkin seeds because I was collecting a ton of pumpkin seeds before we went from the Coin Hunt World to the Cubieverse, because you only needed 100 pumpkin seeds to print a pumpkin. So I got a ton of pumpkins sitting in my inventory. Likewise, last year, I did the same thing with my resources, but I ended up printing like 5 monsters because they were rare, and I had 2 zombies, or 2 or 3 zombies, because I used all my whatever, and it turns out that I needed the reverse. I needed 5 zombies, and instead of the 2, so I got kind of
2 monsters,
screwed. But not that I would have the resources to print them on a new scheme setup, but like if I had done that something differently, I might have had the resources last year. So, one other thing, just skipping along here, I don't know if you've seen the Advanced Print Shop lately.
Yeah.
But down at the bottom there was this option, Mint to Blockchain, which I hadn't seen before. It's I know they've talked about it. It's obviously it's colored out at this point, so I don't think it's available. But they did put the kind of the graphic in the game. So
Yeah.
all right, so we shall see. So
Um,
I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, it was.
Jumping back to the sacrifice, DZ from the Berg also said that I have a feeling it will need to be leveled up cubies for the sacrifice. So
That could be
that could be a lot of work between then and now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that could be very hard.
It makes sense.
And I feel you, right there, DZ. You had the zombies and sold them for the event. I think I sold one zombie as well. I listed it because you needed one to progress down the chain. I thought, hey, get help somebody out and get some good pricing on that.
Yeah.
Well, I think I sold mine for like 5,000 or something like that, and then, the next day they were going for like 50. So yeah,
Oh.
feel the pain. Feel the pain. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought this meant the blockchain option. The fact that they put the graphic in game is
Yeah.
a good sign that they're good to do it. I don't know if I'd really want to mint stuff to a blockchain because I don't know what the hell that even does. But
Right.
it's good to see that they got some functionality with that. So
Yeah.
for sure.
So have you started to level up any of your trade checks?
No.
No.
I'm not yet.
Do you guys plan on doing yours or?
Yes, but slowly, and we'll see as things are coming out still, right?
Uh-huh.
So we kind of want to see what's going on before we do too much of anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I've held off on leveling my trade shacks. I want to make a run and try and get the Cubie, Machine Gun Kelly Cubie.
Yeah.
Saving
Nail
all my
gun.
points. Nail Gun Kelly. Right, Machine Gun Kelly is the singer, the rapper. I'm saving mine to make a run. Try and do it
Right.
in 1 month. What month that's gonna be, don't know, because I'm using my Cubie coins or crystal keys, 5,000 of them for the Toronto event coming up.
Right.
And, so factoring that in the case, I need a few more months to build up my crystal keys. So Pat in the trade shacks only is giving him chopsticks.
Pat Morita.
Even the common drop. So
Right.
yeah, we have a sushi chef in one of the trade shacks around here, and I'm liking it now because it never used to give me anything, but now it's giving me chopsticks, which
Now it is, so you're okay.
So we're okay with that. So
I still
Okay.
find it funny how some trade checks never used to give out the main, the resources, and now
Right.
it's still, at least we're getting something like the 200.
Yeah. That's
Still
a very positive change.
Yeah.
it's so much less frustration.
Yeah.
I know we went out the other day and I didn't get anything, but I didn't feel like I'd wasted my time because
Right.
I'd gotten the baseline resources,
Yep.
right? Which is
Yeah.
what I'm expecting. So now any bonus that comes on is just that, it's bonus. So which is cool. Which to that point, the wombat I threw on to get my pumpkin seeds is actually only level 1. I never would have done that before. I would have leveled it up, but
Right.
at the same time, I don't think I'm sacrificing a wombat, so I'm not planning on leveling it up.
Yep. No, that makes sense though.
And likewise, printing new resources, because I've got a bunch of first prints I can still do. Like, I didn't print many cats, and I didn't print many soccer players.
Right.
So I still got those available to level stuff up. So
Yeah.
if it comes out that I need to sacrifice a higher level stuff in the Halloween event,
Yeah.
I've got those to kind of power up some resources if that's what to be
Right.
sacrificed. If that's
That's
the
a good
case,
idea.
right?
Takes a lot of soccer players to get you up to level 10 now.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. And yes, Rashu's comment here: if you level up the wombat, better chance at more seeds. I do
Yeah.
agree that's the case. Normally, I wouldn't do that, but um, I feel
At least now you're getting some.
I'm getting seeds. I don't expect
Yeah.
to get the higher level, and I wanna. I'm trying to. I've got a bunch of stuff still needing to level. I still haven't got my freckled Zelda to 10, so um, I've got a bunch of priorities to get before I start looking at the wombat. So we shall see.
Cool.
So, all right, well, we're coming up pretty much an hour. So, do you guys have anything else you want to discuss at this point, or any other topics?
No, that kind of covers it for me.
What about chat? Anything you want to throw in?
No, I do want to say once again, if anybody's listening, I really think when you put a key into a trade check, it should count as one of your vaults on your adventure road task, your daily challenges.
I would agree with.
I agree as well.
I put a blue key in. I expect one more of my 35 vaults to be taken care of. I know it doesn't have to count as a blue vault, but it should still count towards your vault totals.
Mhm.
I would like that.
If you're using a key, it should count towards the color of the key. Like I totally that.
Yeah.
So
I agree. You're putting a key in, you're answering trivia question. Same as you would putting it into a blue vault or a green vault or whatever. It should count the same way.
Yeah, I don't think print shops or vending machines should count towards your total. If you're putting a key in and you're answering trivia, it should count towards your total.
Yeah. So
okay.
And just to say here, Rashu is in the chat, so want to congratulate him in regards to being the first guy to complete Adventure Road this this month. There was a tweet about that today. I think it took him 25 hours and 33 minutes to hit that. So that's freaking insane.
My question is, did you sleep at all?
Right?
Or did you just go really hard on that one?
I kind of, right? Yeah, it was a grind for sure. I kind of figured it'd be 48 hours. I figured 4 resets of at 600 volts per reset would be kind of top end where you could do it, maybe a little bit more, but man, that's pretty insane. So he says no sleep, 38 hours awake. That's crazy.
Oh my god, that's insane.
That's insane. Actually, I had an idea thinking about this afterwards, where from a competitive, not a competitive, to make it, something like this more competitive, perhaps. For a Tim Hortons drink, what do you guys think of the idea of being able to purchase a drink that worked for, say, 25, 30 minutes, whatever, and at the end of that 30 minutes, all the vaults you did would reset as if they hadn't been used?
I would like that. That would be great in a small town. I would buy that often.
Right?
Would you spend a green key on it?
Pardon?
Would you spend a green key on that?
I don't know.
I
does that mean how many times could I do it in a row?
Like, does it mean like atrocities? Do you mean that it constantly keeps refreshing for half an hour straight, or just it refreshes?
From a game design point of view, they could change it up and figure out the price and stuff like that. But the core idea would be you activate the drink. It's good for 30 minutes. You do all the vaults you want, and at the end of the 30 minutes, those vaults are reset as if they hadn't been used. Right?
That could be a game.
Right? So that would make people in smaller towns, they could try and compete with Shu for that sort of competition. Likewise,
I use it more than once in a row. Like, I buy the drink, I do my 30 minutes, they reset. I buy another drink, do the vaults, and they reset after 30 minutes.
That's a game design thing. They could say you could use where they could set and say
one a day
or 5 a day. They could say likewise it only resets white vault. It only resets.
A few So atrocities. You had that same comment back to the Nutcracker Christmas, where like for a yellow key or a green key or whatever it is, resetting some of those epic Christmas trees to try to get that drop out rather than driving over Hell's Happy to grab one more epic tree with the hopes of getting that drop.
Yeah.
I also thought that was a good idea because personally, like, because we were at the point of we'll drive to Toronto to get that, and I'm losing it here. And but I would have gladly been throwing off yellow keys just to get multiple uses of one epic tree.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
So,
It's
anyways, I thought I throw that idea out there. It seems like you
a good
guys
idea.
like it. Obviously, game design would need to tweak with that. You could tweak it
Yeah.
multiple ways to give like different different ways to deal with something like that. But it would certainly alleviate some of the concerns about people playing in areas are not built up or
Yeah.
not developed where they could you know
Or somebody who needs to finish the adventure road in the last half hour of the night.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. Yeah,
So-
for sure. Because 38 hours awake, no sleep, I'm sure he would have probably, if he could reset some of that stuff, he probably could have completed that even faster.
So, Rashu,
Right.
out of curiosity, were you like on a bus just continually going then? Just going up and down different bus routes? Or how did you, or bus lines, I guess? How did you go for that long without, I couldn't imagine driving in Toronto for 38 hours.
No.
Not to mention being exhausted. So.
All right.
We'll have
Well,
to discuss that on a later show.
that is true, for sure. All right. Anyways, yeah, he just says lots of driving here. Lots of driving, for sure. So, all right, that's all we've got. Please like, subscribe, comment below, all the YouTube stuff. That's it for this episode. Thank you, everybody, in the chat for watching us live and throwing some commentary to it. So, that's it for me.
Have a good week first.
All right. Thank you, everybody.